Here, what's the worst that could happen? It went live. There we go. It worked. See if I can clean the screen on it too while I'm watch it be all funky. Some Windex. Okay. Getting some links together here real quick. I'll give you guys some time to get into the room. Oh, let's see. I wonder if it's even set up as live. Are we live? I might ought to check that. Oh yeah, I'm in here. What's up, Shannon Blair? Man, some crazy news stuff. It's like everything's happening all at once. You would think that you would not much. Yeah. This is like a little bit of everything. I'm gonna throw it all at you. I'm gonna give you the links and you can check it out. First off, it seems that okay, the only way I know how to describe it is Fox News is watching my stuff and catching up because they innocuously say that they have heard other sources talking about this and that. It's really funny, but they're still three or 4 days behind. I said, hey, you guys are catching up, but you're doing good, and thanks for at least corroborating my story by putting your story up. Because for real, they they put new questions about secret Russian submarines mission. So they're a little slow. They're coming around. It's okay. I like Fox. It's good. They do what they can. I ain't gonna say it's perfect, but that's why you got to watch 5 or 10 different news sources like I do to find anything out. I'm gonna try to put this on here real quick and move it to the front and bring it to you real quick. Let's see what we got. Bass is set there. Trebles needs to be -2. Right. And put it all on the front. Put everything on the front. Okay. And we'll see what kind of copyright strike I can't get off of that other that I just played. I don't think it would be. It's on chill. And everybody in their loudest truck ever. They're awesome for that. Yeah, we like that. Flybys there. So, let's try this out here. Is this roughly? Wait, that's roughly. I'm looking for the news report that I just had in front. Here we go. It's going to be down at the bottom. That's what happened. Yeah, there's some weird stuff going on in the world. There's a couple of strange things I'm going to bring up. The Master Putin wants to speak to you. You come now. Yeah. Yeah. I can imagine. So I don't think I want to report to him. They got that lip and Yinko effect that goes on. Yeah, don't drink the tea. Hey, did you know? You know what? I'm glad you brought that up. Guess what? Putin had his own cup the other day. I want to show that real quick, and then I'll get into the news because that was just telling. I think that the poison, the poison state. Look, Russia's always been known for every kind of poison ever. Then they used that polonium-210 over in London, irradiated half the country, and put it in dude's tea. Okay, fine. Putin showed up to the G whatever meeting, and I guess it's G20, but whatever, G7, G6, doesn't matter. And he's got his own cup, and the story was now everybody wants one. Hold on a second, I'm gonna write that down because I think he wanted to keep his cup close in case he got poisoned or something. That's the only thing I could think because of after the Litvinenko thing. Hold on a second. Putin has own cup, and I've seen some of them sold at the truck stop, and it's like, they've got one with like Freightliner on it, and that was at a pilot. Then I was like, that's that cup. That is that cup. Let's see. Brings his own cup to G20 ball. G20, whatever. Okay, so check this out. And they're saying that the name of this is, and this is by RT, okay? By RT. RT put this up. Putin brings his own cup to the G20. Now everybody wants one. It's funny that you said that about Putin, because for real, let's see if I can zoom in, and that's going to be too bright, ain't it? I'll fix the brightness on it. Well, maybe that's clear. Huh. I'll drop the brightness a little bit. Give me a shake, and then we'll talk about all the other stuff shaking. Everything's shaking. Settings. Let's see. Device, display, brightness. Let's cut that down to about a low roar. And we'll play this real quick. Because for real, this was weird. This was weird. He goes to the G20. Everybody's got wine glasses and all this. Look, there's Trump drinking from a wine glass. Everything's fine with him. He got no problem with that glass, right? It's not. It ain't good enough for Putin. You see, he's got his own cup, and they're saying now everybody wants one. This is from RT. Well, RT is the one that reported the thing too, as well as the Sun. But I'm gonna use a different source though to show about Merkel, because it was just some weird stuff. The thing where uh, something's wrong with Engela Merkel. She tried to say she drank like 4 or 5 glasses of water and now she's better. That water don't fix that. I don't know, but this is something different. This is all weird stuff. We'll go into the weird stuff first, I guess, and then we'll go into Fox News corroborating the thing. May I have your attention, please? And he's laughing about it. He's kind of making fun about it. Yeah, I got my own cup. That's what was really weird. Did everybody get the way he did that? Yeah, I don't know if you missed it or if you should. I'll hit it again. He held it up 4 or 5 times to make a point of, yeah, I got my own cup. Watch. Brought his own cup. Don't even trust him because they found the polonium in the tea too, and then the teacup in London and everybody. So I'm just saying. All right. That was one weird thing. This, and we'll get into California and their earthquakes, but there's other problems. Merkel's shaking all by herself. Don't even need an earthquake. They're like, "Are you okay?" and stuff, and then she's like, but it's like, later they ask her, "Hey, oh, by the way, what's wrong with you, right?" So let's see here. One of these, I think this is the one I should show first. This is Angela Merkel, the leader of Germany. I'll turn that down. I mean, she's standing on a fault line or something. Something is not right. What is that about? I don't know. I got a doctor from Texas that come in here yesterday. He's all right. Maybe he can figure this out. Like, that's not wind. That's her doing that. There's a little bit of wind on dude's coat. This is their video that they played like 4 or 5 ways. Okay, and then there's another one, and that's just weird. And this was like a couple weeks ago. Here's the second one of it. Wait, let me rewind this. Let's see, from The Guardian. There we go. Everybody was talking about this, and it's like, what's wrong? I mean, they talk about these leaders maybe taking some kind of supplements, and it goes from there. It goes all the way to alien DNA and who knows what that they talk about that these people are taking. Eine Frage zu Ihnen persönlich. Man hat gesehen, als Sie draußen gewartet haben auf die militärische Ehe, haben Sie angefangen zu zittern. Wie geht es Ihnen persönlich? Müssen sich die Bürger Gedanken machen? Und bitte noch... Also ich habe inzwischen mindestens 3 Gläser Wasser getrunken. Das hat offensichtlich gefehlt. Und insofern geht es mir... She drank like 3 glasses of water and she's all good. I don't even know what kind of... Nobody thinks that makes sense. What we know is that this 7.1 earthquake... That was about the earthquake. I'm going to go back for a second, though. There's one other thing. These are two weird things. This is from a very Russian news thing. Some kind of green disease. Now, I've heard of gangrene, but I ain't never seen nothing like this. So the doctor, if you're still in the house and you're checking out what was up with Merkel, they got it blurred, but that green stuff is for real on that kid and also on this other dude. And it's like green stuff. I don't know if this is some Chernobyl mess. I don't know if it's headed this way. Just thought I'd put it up here. This dude talking out. What is that about? Man, I don't even know. I'm calling it the Green Nasty. That's why I named it the video Green Nasty. Yeah, I know that's what I said.
На маленьком тельце
Green
нет
nasty.
живого места. С самолета ее везут прямо в реанимацию.
I think it's AOC's Green New Deal.
Вокруг Аиши десятки
What do you
врачей.
think?
Она находит в себе
Just
силы
saying.
горько отвечать, но кричит, когда ее разлучают с той, кого девочка уже успела полюбить и назвать мамой.
Когда она меня сразу первый раз увидела, она мне говорит, может, ты будешь моей мамой? И всю дорогу она меня называла мамой. И в самолете все думали действительно, что я ее мама.
Don't know what's wrong with the kid. Don't know what's wrong with the other dude.
Она просила, чтобы я ее за ручку держала. Мама говорит, не отпускай меня.
Like, is this some
Мама, этого простого и главного слова в жизни Аиши больше
Chernobyl
нет.
mess?
Та бросила девочку. Для очередного романа ребенок стал обузой. Где отец, неизвестно. Аиша росла с тетей. Страшно представить, что эти
They're
увечья
testing
наносил
everything.
близкий человек. Именно тетю Маку Ганееву сейчас обвиняют в жестокости.
One
Она
dude
уже
called it a
рассказала
dump.
свою
I've seen worse
версию.
dumps than that,
Мол,
though.
Аиша упала в яму, а ожоги получила, сев в кастрюлю с горячим борщом. Звучит абсурдно,
What the
нелепо,
hell?
цинично.
С уверенностью сказать, что все обойдется хорошо.
This is
И
very
без
Russian,
каких-то
but
ампутаций пока нельзя.
I think he just basically says, who knows.
Потому что кровоток нарушен очень значительно.
Аишу избивали
Yeah, how'd the
до
mom
такой
not get
степени,
it,
что
right?
онемели руки, и сейчас большой
And they call that
вопрос,
place,
удастся ли
they said all kinds of Russian
сохранить
stuff, and I swear he said dump. Tell me if he didn't say dump.
Ужасались, были потрясены.
Несмотря на нестерпимую боль, Аиша, увидев заботу докторов, просит принести мороженое.
That stuff will make you go
О
kaputnik.
лакомстве она говорила еще в
For
Ингушетии.
real.
Видимо, дома ей не только не давали сладости, но и не кормили.
Ну, тащите мороженое сюда, Айша.
Следователи возбудили
He's
уголовное
like, oh, I'll
дело.
give you a hug, but I
Женщина
don't know
уже
about that
была
nasty
судима
stuff you
как
got
раз
on
за
you.
причинение тяжкого вреда здоровью. Впрочем, о том, что дом тети Аиши
She just
превратился
said
в камеру пыток, у социальных служб не было подозрений.
Соседи говорят, не плачь, ничего не было. Семья у нас вообще не на учете, никаких обращений, ничего у нас не было.
Мака Ганеева замужем, у нее есть 2 сына, она задержана, допрашивают и мать Аиши. Медики установили, у девочки есть старые травмы. Видимо, рукоприкладством занималась не только тетя.
All these
Это были
green people.
первые только исследования. И они были неожиданны для нас в том, что мы нашли
He didn't want it on his suit. He
старые
just
переломы ребер,
put a what do you call that?
да, и
Scrubs on.
нашли травму позвоночника.
Конечно, возникает вопрос, если Мака Ганеева
Man,
постоянно
they put 'em
избивала
in a
Аишу, то почему молчал ее муж и
magnetic
соседи?
resonance
Неужели
MRI?
не видели едва
Try to figure out
живого
what the hell's wrong with
ребенка?
him?
А может
How do
быть,
you-
просто
how
не
you gonna do an
хотели
MRI?
видеть? Врачи говорят,
Is it
эти
not a known
выходные,
disease?
решающие в борьбе
It's the green
за
Hulk
здоровье
out.
девочки. Диана Сирази, Андрей Стойко, телеканал «Звезда».
Okay, I'll give you a link to that. Oh well, she gonna shake one more time. I'll give it a minute. It gets real violent though, for real. They didn't show all the violent part of it. And this video ain't gonna show it that well. So anyway, I mean, they always taught us not to lock your knees when you're in formation. I don't think it's, yeah, no, I don't know. So anyway, yeah, it's got to be a blood test or something. MRI ain't gonna tell them nothing. Just tell if the brain's working. I didn't know this was gonna automatically play. I done played this, but I'm gonna put it up in the links and you can watch it. And she shakes a lot more than this video shows. I mean, you watch the video link I've got, and then you'll see it better than me recording from this device onto that device and going live with it. And then we'll go to Fox real quick because they are starting to actually catch up on things. New questions about secret Russian submarines mission. I'm gonna hit it. I'm gonna hit pause on it.
Deadly fire on board a
Let's see. They're calling it developing story. So they almost admit to watching stuff on YouTube or whatever and getting their news and saying, oh wait, there's something to that, and they don't know either, but they kind of admit to it. They kind of give you like a tip of a hat of, hey, yeah, we're watching you. We see that you had something we didn't, and we don't know what's going on either, you know, kind of stuff. Let's check this out.
deadly fire on board a Russian nuclear sub this week, raising plenty of questions, including what the spy sub was doing when the
told him
flames
it's cutting
broke
undersea
out.
lines.
Several news outlets, including the Washington Times,
Several news outlets.
now speculating
Me.
the sub may have been on a secret Russian mission.
I speculated that
looking
4
to
days ago.
tap into or cut underwater fiber optic or
How
internet
about
cables that span the Atlantic
Who
and
was
Arctic
first,
sea
people?
lanes. Big deal.
You were here.
The incident coming amid several major
catching up.
outages this week, affecting the likes of Facebook, Google,
I can
Microsoft,
tell them what's
Apple,
going on.
and yes,
They just
Verizon.
gotta come to
Joining
me
me
and
now
ask me.
live is Florida Congressman Michael Waltz, former counterterrorism advisor,
But
to
it-
then Vice President Dick Cheney,
at
and
least
former
this
Green Party
corroborates
commander. Good evening, Congressman.
What I was
Man.
saying. I'm gonna have a cigar with that.
I'm doing fantastic, but I'm scratching
That was
my
a
head
nod
wondering,
to me.
what were
That's
the
what that
Russians really up to here?
Because I was the only one saying what the name of the
just
ship
take
was.
a step back for a moment.
They didn't know
I think
jack
most people
nothing.
think the internet's in the cloud. It's really under the ocean. There are almost 400 of these cables. They're about the size of a really large garden hose that run several hundred
Bigger than
thousand
that.
miles. And our entire modern economy
Yeah.
is
And
dependent
they're fiber
on these
optic.
fiber optic cables.
They need to
from
pay me for
banking
that.
to insurance to financial markets.
Ah.
And it's not just communicating with each other. It is how
It's
they
a wink and a
actually
nod.
access their
I
data
got
in
it
data
already.
centers all
You know
over
what I mean?
the world. So
That's why I'm
both
having
the
a cigar.
Russians
It's all
and
good.
the Chinese
Yeah.
have made it clear in their national security strategy that they are not going to take the United States on tank to tank or aircraft carrier to aircraft carrier. They are going to attack us asymmetrically. That's attacking us in space, cyber,
Anything but
undermining
war.
our confidence, our elections, or in this case, and what this sub was doing, very likely, was tapping into these cables to
Tapping
collect
them?
the data.
Who said that?
To gather intel.
Yeah, they can
and to
sneak
put
up
in
on 'em.
place the ability
They don't have to cut 'em.
to drop portions of the internet and to pull the rug out from under our modern economy if we ever have to go to any
Well,
type
let's
of
pick that
conflict.
apart. That's big stuff.
Yeah, pick
First
that
of all,
apart.
when you say
Yeah.
we
Let's
believe
figure
that
that
the
out.
Russians may have been trying to suck up some of this data and get information, what kind of intelligence gathering, when you're talking about thousands and thousands of lines and cables, it could be a lot of our emails, text, whatever, all kinds of info.
Nope, they just got to
Right.
hear the ones that matter.
Well, right. So one thing to understand is that, artificial intelligence, which are these powerful
They could trade
algorithms,
stock
that can
stop the stock
basically
market.
at some point in the near
Did
future
I say that?
outthink
Oh, man.
humans,
Might be
outsmart
telling
us,
something.
and do it faster and quicker and
Mm-hmm.
fuel their militaries. They rely on data. Data is
here.
the fuel. It's the new coal.
They can make that into economic warfare by stopping our transmission of trades and making their own trades based on knowledge they're hearing over the fiber optic cables about trading, and basically do insider trading through a back door on wires and make billions off the stock market and using our own stock market. And there you go. I got a comment here. Let's see here. Yeah. So I'm gonna hit play again.
That power, the kind of the AI industry, particularly on the military side.
They're a little
So
behind.
that's
They're
one
catching
piece,
up.
but the other piece is
get
to
'em
be
all
able
up
to
to speed.
attack us or to undermine us economically. So you can imagine a Russian incursion into Ukraine, into Lithuania. We
Just a
respond
quick
with
caveat,
additional
real quick
sanctions.
on this one. Fox News, if you're listening, I appreciate the wink and the nod, and you're welcome for the intel.
And the Russians then respond by dropping a portion of the European internet or the global banking system. I think from my perspective in Congress, twofold. One, this is why the defense budget
That's a
that
good
we're
cigar.
fighting now with the Democrats is so important. They want to drop the budget. We want to continue to fund the military, including submarines that can track and monitor and take down these Russian submarines. And two, this is why I think sending a strong signal to the Russians is so important of what we consider critical infrastructure.
So, Congressman, I got 30 seconds.
And our elections and our global internet will be met with force if they go
So
after
you
it.
suggested they could have been sucking up data, but the second part of, and the last part of the question I want to ask, how certain does it seem that the Russians may have been trying to attack these lines, bring down an Apple, bring down a Verizon, or at least impact it and hurt our economy?
It was
Well,
temporarily, and they tapped it.
We know they have the capability,
Now they're
and we
tapping it
know
full
they
time.
are further developing the capability. They're actually converting old missile submarines into the type of submarines that can get down to the depths that they
Look,
need.
check this out.
And send out drones.
Check this out, people. I'm going to go ahead and tell you what they're doing. They've gotten to the point now where they're doing it in shifts. First shift goes down and listens, and then another one relieves them to listen some more. And they're intercepting, and probably the reason that they needed people who were high-ranking officers was because those are the ones that speak English. Those are the ones that speak, French, and you're talking about undersea cables going to Britain, France, Norway. I mean, all of that. So they needed those guys there to help each other, to translate and whatever they're doing, to figure it out. And plus, they're also they're recording it while they do it. So yeah, there's and planting mines around, all kinds of stuff in the same trip. They can do 4 or 5 things. But I will say this: the batteries on those subs, because they're under sanctions and because they don't have the greatest amount of money, but they're trying to stretch their military too thin, and they're in a war. What do you call it? They're in an arms race. Sorry, with themselves, because we're just trying to build up as we build new things. We build new things. They're trying to race to something, and it's like you already got nuclear. What are you trying to do? But it'll run them broke, just like it did in the old communist, and that's why they shut down USSR, because they ran broke, trying to run an arms race, trying to get to the moon and everything else. Okay, so what will wind up happening is they'll go broke trying this, but in the meantime, they don't have well-maintained military vehicles. Their military vehicles, even the newer ones, they're putting older missiles in them that are dangerous, and these batteries they're using, they suck. I'm sorry, Panasonic, they are not. I'm not to say they should get a deal with them. I'm just saying the batteries in those subs are subpar, pun intended. If you look at the Kursk, the raising of the Kursk, and any video about it, it tells that they went down for like 5 minutes and had to leave because their batteries were bad on that special sub. They had to go after it. Batteries are their Achilles heel. It's not that a new set goes bad quick. It's about they're not that great in the first place. I'm not surprised they had a battery fire if it was, but it was an explosion of whatever sort, or it wouldn't have done that damage. And like I said, melting point of titanium and the melting point of steel, plus add to it that it was in a cold water, deep environment of cold water. You're not going to burn through that metal. And there was, they ain't their last. Yeah, hell yeah. They need to go to Sears and get one. Look, they need to have that. What was it? Sears touted their batteries.
Take these cables down. So whether that's exactly what they're doing in this case, I
Ever
can't get into the
what?
intelligence, but
I'll
we
think
know
of
they
it in
have
a
the
minute.
capability as part of their strategy.
suspect
And we
there's
have to be prepared to counter it.
We need to be prepared. I suspect there's a lot more
man.
coming on this, Congressman Michael Waltz. We appreciate you coming in, sir.
Sears had some kind of thing on their batteries. They were touting them as being what they could ever start. They ain't ever ready. They need to put that little bunny rabbit in there too. But I can't remember what Sears was. I'm about to rep Sears. I would if I can remember their saying there. I don't remember either. Yeah, we got to Google Sears. We'll do it anyway. And then that was just something on the Russian pushing to the Arctic. I could care less where they go. Let them go. I mean, that's great. That's their land. They need to pump it dry if they want to, whatever they do. We're going to get into this earthquake stuff real quick, though. It is some kind of crazy stuff that they had a 7. I'm trying to look. Okay. It was Sears. Are they Duralast? What are they? Something about that they'll always be there or something. So anyways, on these earthquakes, this is weird because at first they're saying, oh, we're geologists and we understand all this stuff and this is how it works, and then you got this and this, and then they say, oh, well, we thought that was the main quake. Now this is the main quake, so we're naming this aftershock the main quake, and that one's going to be. It's like what kind of? It's like that game where they take a peanut and a whole bunch of cups and they move it, and it's here, it's over there. Where's it at? I don't think they know what they're doing. So we're going to play this one that is crazy about it first. Okay. And this, like I said, they even got a timed event, and they said, oh, it's definitely going to be a 5 point something coming our way in this many seconds. They sit there and they feel it. And what is it? It turns out to be a 3 point something, and they don't even know. They don't know what's going on. You're just as good to watch your dog and see if your dog runs away. If your dog runs away, that's a sign there's fixing to be an earthquake. These people, you don't know what they're going to do, and you don't know if they're right or not. So the dog is more accurate. But I'm just going to let you watch this, people. I'm being honest. Just being honest.
We've had foreshocks to a lot of other earthquakes. The Landers earthquake.
Wait, let's make sure we rewound it. Hold on.
2 months earlier.
Let's see if I rewound it all the way to 0. Okay.
We've had foreshocks to a lot of other earthquakes. The Landers earthquake, which is 7.3. 2 months earlier, there was a 6.1 called the Joshua Tree earthquake. That's a far enough apart that we don't usually use the word foreshock. We call it a pre-shock. There was a 3.8 a couple of hours before the 7.3. In 1987, the Superstition Hills earthquake, 6.6, was preceded the day before by a 6.2. So that's why we keep on saying 1 in 20 chance. Well, this is the 20.
Lucy, can you talk about the 6.4 yesterday and how it relates to the 7.1? Which was the main quake, which is the pre?
By definition, because the 7.1 is the largest, we give it the name main shock. So yesterday or an hour ago, we were calling the 6.4 the main shock. It has now had an aftershock that's bigger than itself.
Air quotes.
And so we changed the
hand
name.
motions.
And the 6.4 is
They
now
moved
a
the whole
foreshock,
earthquake with
and
her
that
hands.
really large aftershock has become
Her
the main
hands moved
shock.
the whole earthquake.
As far as we can tell, those names, foreshock, main shock, aftershock, are semantic.
They don't mean
There
shit.
are tools for trying to describe what's going on.
Yeah.
But when you have a sequence going on, every earthquake makes another earthquake more likely. And that's what we're seeing right here.
And you're already having aftershocks. Can you talk about how many, how big?
Well, all right, so just look right down
They
here
don't know.
on the lower part.
Yeah, look over there somewhere.
Since the 7.1, we are only seeing basically the 4s and 5s showing up. We've had 1, 2, 3.
This is a countdown to when
About
it's going to
10.
hit them, or when they'll feel it from a different area.
5.7. Okay, so we have an earthquake that's already begun up north, just slightly to the northwest of the main shock. Our early warning system is saying 5.7.
This is the countdown to when it hits them.
Until it gets here. The one that was a 4.9, we felt. So this, assuming that the magnitude isn't really misestimated, my guess will be we'll feel this as it comes through.
Yeah, it's going to be a 5.
About
That's
12.
what they're saying. And then
And do we expect
they don't have a
this
clue because it
magnitude
winds up being
of
a 3.
aftershocks throughout the rest of the evening?
Well, yeah, the largest aftershock is likely to be a 6.
Let's wait, here we go.
We should be feeling it now.
And they don't even feel it, barely, just barely feel it.
There it is.
There it is.
There it is.
Feel it?
Felt something.
Yeah.
That was the phone ring.
That was the phone ringing.
That was less than I felt from the one that was like.
You guys says that was the phone ringing. It wasn't.
Yeah.
Man.
All right.
All right, so clearly we're a long ways away from the earthquake. We're still, can we feel it? Remember that the people in Ridgecrest are going through a lot worse than this. We already had damaged houses and
Listen, she checks it.
structure fires out of the first earthquake. This is going to
On
have
an
been
app?
more intense
On a
shaking.
watch.
Okay, this came through just as a 3.5.
Yeah, how about that? We don't even know what we're talking about.
Lucy, this was all on the same fault line as the 6.4?
Well, yes, the same fault system. It does appear
All
to
right,
have
so-
multiple strands to it. We've already seen the 2
give her another
perpendicular
minute.
ones. I think it got the magnitude wrong, because, yeah, unless it hasn't come through yet.
Yeah, they don't know.
Um,
No, it came through.
Dr. Jones, can you explain the shake alert again? Because some people just got the initial report that it, quote unquote, wasn't
Maybe if you
working.
drink water,
Can
like-
you explain again
you know,
that?
Engela Merkel.
There, let's let the USGS handle that.
Let him talk about it.
So, yeah, so the system
Really?
worked.
Oh, that was a 5.1.
Yeah. Yeah. So the
Lie
system,
again.
the
Okay,
shake
look.
alert
I'm
system
just gonna put
went
this on.
from
I'm gonna put this on
USGS
pause. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go to this other video. The point is this: they had a precursor to a quake that was like a 6. They said that was the quake, and it was gonna get, you know, might be some aftershocks. Then now they have like a 7 point something, which is 10 times bigger in magnitude than that one. And then they want to say, well, we're changing what we say, and now it's really this. So I'm just saying there's going to be a lot
What
more.
we know is that this 7.1 earthquake is the earthquake. The one we felt on the 4th of July, that 6.4, was a foreshock. That is what authorities are saying. They're saying 11 times more energy, more power.
Now, I'm just waiting for big buildings to actually be affected by like an 8.
Than that one that happened on the 4th of July. So here, a lot of people very worried and not sleeping in their home
Now, I want to pause it right there. You stopped at a good part.
overnight. And
Okay, check this out. People are so worried that they are sleeping outside of their house because they don't want their house to fall on them. And I don't blame them because they don't know what's going on. They're expecting, hey, well, then the next one could be even bigger. And I'm thinking the same thing. I am not a predictionist or anything. I'm thinking they're looking at like an 8.2, 8.5 coming up. Personally, that's why I've always said it's kind of crazy to put your house on the side of a mountain that's made of mud and look at the view and it's $1 million house. And then when the mudslide happens from that ancient mud, just no rock under it at all, falls and your house is in the, in the ocean that it was looking over, or on the road, because they have a lot of stuff hit the road. There's going to be mudslides, so if you're a truck driver, just watch out for landslides, mudslides around California. Big Shaky is getting shakier. I'll play a little bit of this, and then I'm going to go. I'll put the links up. You want to say anything? Go ahead.
They're sleeping at shelters or in their cars or just simply staying outside. That is the power and the force of the earthquake and of the aftershocks. Unfortunately, for some people here, even worse news, like the family that you see behind me, their house on fire. Officials here saying 4 structures have been on fire in the last 14 hours, and that is very rare for this very small town.
In case you don't know, earthquake will shake loose their gas lines, then the electricity shorts out and winds up catching on fire. It happens every time there's any kind of storm. But
officials are investigating right now. That is sort of their biggest focus. We believe it is somewhat related to gas leaks caused by the quake. But right now they're not giving
I didn't even play into this one.
Of these fires, but still, everyone very much on edge.
On edge. Tell us about what they've been telling you, because as you say, this is the second quake to have happened in the last couple of days or so. So what are they saying to you about having to go through these quakes?
Well, they're saying that there could be more, and that is the biggest worry for residents and for the people in this area. There's a 5 to 10% chance that there could be an even greater one, and so that is sort of the biggest.
Yeah, there's going to be more, but they're saying
they do experience
5% chances whether it's going to be bigger.
They experienced yesterday. I mean, just to put things into perspective, I was in my room yesterday when the ground from underneath you just begins to shake. Drawers begin to open. The books were falling. I ran towards the window and saw a pool, and it had waves. It was just full of waves and overflowing. And then we started seeing the fires. I hadn't seen this outside because everybody was just coming outside of the buildings, and everybody worried, making sure that everyone was okay. I talked to a family who said they were from the area, that they were going to stay here, but that the only thing they could do is grab on to their baby and hope and pray that it would be over.
Man. Just saying, keep the baby out of that pool. Oh, her again? I don't know. I don't know. We'll put it about halfway. Hang on a second. We'll let this dude here. Where was it at that I just had that? Man, I just had him. Crap. You know, I was gonna get him waving goodbye because he had his hands all waving up in the air and stuff. They're doing the motions. Yeah, we know our equipment is no good and we don't know what's going on, but I had him a second ago. That's okay. Look, we'll have him like that right there. So, anybody wants to say anything? He's keeping the levels down, keeping it safe, hand movements, all that. I'll just get out of here. People, anything you want to say, you go ahead. And let's see here. I can try to look. Big storm is getting ready to hit my area. Thunderstorm. Yep. Shannon, I'm getting off this thing. I'm gonna get down the road. I just want to bring a couple things to y'all. And like I said, they are still they're saying that they're going to get that little shark up and running as fast as possible to put it back down, and go searching after that nuclear missile again. I'm sure. Let's see. It seems like it is going to be big. Look, if the precursor, a little thing, was a 6, and then that, I know that they've even changed tornado scales. I think they changed, I don't know if they changed the Richter scale to what. Look, I'm gonna tell you something. A lot of those high-rise buildings out there are dangerous. JD, we're fixing to split, dude, and I'm not gonna kick you out. You can like stay on the floorboard with throw a blanket on you, but for real, I got to ride, and I'm gonna get off this thing. But this is about a green nasty disease from Russia. I don't know what to say about that. It's some Hulkalicious nastiness. I don't even know what to say. Well, you go see that, you're gonna be like, what the hell? Who knows what to say? Keep that mess in Russia, please. Keep that in Russia. And then, man, they got flesh-eating stuff that people. Some woman went to Florida and got a flesh-eating virus at the beach. There's a problem where if you vacation down to wherever, they got something it's not Ebola, but it's not good, and it killed them. There was like the couple that went down there, then another person went down there. I want to say, was it Dominican Republic? Where was it? I don't want to blame it on a whole country and then be like, hey, that's not our country. I think it was. I think it was Dominican. I could be wrong. Where was it? Anyway, it was some kind of island resort place that they went to, and it was really not good. And everybody going there died, like a couple at a time, First, they thought maybe poison, then they said whatever. They don't want to admit to being any kind of Ebola, and man, I don't think it is. I think it's a whole new nasty. It's like that green nasty. It's something we ain't even heard about, and that dude right there don't even know what it is. None of them know what it is. Of course, he's a seismologist, but anyways, people, y'all stay safe. Stay out of anywhere that's got nasty green people. Let's see here. If there's any truck drivers going through Ohio, be careful. There's a thunderstorm rolling through. Okay, we'll take that. And then be careful in Ohio. And lightning sounds like fireworks. Yeah. I had a flooding event where I was passing up a car wash, and I'm the kind of guy that I'll pull an 18-wheeler tractor, just the tractor, up to a car wash, and I will wash it in a minute. But I was like, all right, I'll pull over here for a second. It was raining like crazy. When it slowed down, I started washing on the truck. I pulled up, I nosed up. It cost me $1.75 to wash my ride. So, but it was so flooded when I got out of there that I'm telling you, I was like, I'm not going through that part, but I'll go over here. There was cars that didn't have big tires like I got. But like I said before, it's never worth going up above the differential on the rears and the transmission because water can get in there. I didn't go that deep. For a car, it was getting kind of deep though. So, let's see if I can, I don't see anything else on the little shark, by the way. I am going to have to get going, but let's see. I wanted to double check this because I looked up Russian sub. Oh, little shark with a C. Come on. Really? It's with a K. And that's what kills me too. They didn't know it was, they wanted to think that they could get away with it not telling it's atomic. The A stands for atomic. Nuclear, I mean. Nuclear. The A stands for atomic. So, yeah. Let's see. There's a new one and it's Russian and it says open. 2 days ago, 310 views. I don't know. This could be propagandosk. Haven't seen it. I think this is just talking about where they put the sailors to rest and stuff.
Τέλος με τον θάνατο 14 ναυτικών από την τραγωδία που θύμισε και πολύ την άλλη τραγωδία στην Ρωσία με το Κούρσκ. Πάμε να δούμε το βίντεο που εμφανίστηκε ο Δημήτρης Σεραφίδης με όλες τις λεπτομέρειες αυτής της τραγωδίας.
Okay, well that's just where they did memorials on it and stuff. What is that supposed to be a picture of it? Those are all the people. Let's see. This is just, I think, memorial stuff. It's hard to know because it's very Russian, like I said. Getting through it. That's where he talked about it the other day. He already talked about that. Yeah, this is going to be just, I think, rehashing stuff. They're not going to give you any more intel. That's where they talk together, and he said, you get a fair fight what's going on. We'll pause it right there, if we can. See? I wanted to pause it on the sub itself to show the sub because they didn't want to show. Let's see here. They didn't want to show what it looked like. I wanted to see somewhere, and they threw a picture up. Yeah, what's this all about?
Ο Ρώσος πρόεδρος Βλαντιμίρ Πούτιν ενημερώθηκε για το δυστύχημα από τον Υπουργό Άμυνας.
It's in here somewhere. Right there. See if I'm fast enough. Okay, so check this out. So that I don't think is, that's not the blue shark. That's something else. I don't know what that is. It looks like one of those ones that the wording at the bottom is covering up a big gun on the front of it looking thing. I've seen that sub. It's a different sub. So anyway, they have lots of them though. Like I was saying, that I think they take shifts now. I'm pretty sure they're taking shifts. Like it's like, okay, we'll go down and listen, and then the next shift goes down and listen because they know the batteries are limited, but they've got a lot of them. Some of them, they're all slung up under those ships, but some of them are littler. So the Low Shark, I think, is the biggest one with 7, I'll call them balls inside of it of titanium, 7 compartments. We'll call them compartments. And then one has 6, one has 5, one has 3. I don't think if they have one small enough to be 2, but they do have the little mini sub. And I think the mini sub was affected too. Let's see here. I just heard that those likes, 600 lightning strikes that hit recently. Okay. There was. Yeah, they have a lot of them, and they got a map to map them out now. Well, they're the ones messing with the weather. I mean, you can check out Mike Morales' channel. He's got stuff up on it. I watch him for the 16-day forecast and for the stuff he talks about. But so there's, I'm sure still though, a missing nuclear missile down there, and they're saying they want to hurry it up and get the Low Shark going again and get it right back into service. That's what they're saying. This is not seabed mapping. This is not, Jacques Cousteau is not on that boat talking about how wonderful sea life is. Okay. They've admitted to it. It's seabed warfare. They're putting mines out. They're tapping phone lines and internet lines, and their fiber optic things sit on top of them and pick up everything going through them. And look, if we could decipher Japanese code purple and the German Enigma machine way back when, with some people rolling numbers around and checking them, they've got AI supercomputers that can figure out what people are saying, and using different dialects and different languages, they can just record it and bring it back and work on it when they get back, you know. But I think they're taking shifts, listening to some undersea cables, and I think they pretty much get all of our transmissions, and I think they're over there around, Britain, you know, right off the coast there, you know. And they're still missing that missile. So they'll be sending them out. They do all kinds of stuff underwater. You would think they could already mapped that Barents Sea, but the Barents Sea is not where they're all chilling. They're going around the Horn of Norway. But y'all stay safe. I'm gonna get off this thing. I will put together, like I said, when I have a chance, I'll put up all the pictures of the shark and do like detailed analysis of the ship. The A stands for atomic, but they spell it with a K. Doesn't matter. It's atomic. It's nuclear. And they finally admitted to it like 2 to 3 days later. Fox finally caught up and started admitting to, hey, there might be something else they were doing. And it's really funny. Thanks for the wink and the nod and the you know, like I say, in the corroborating my story, at least just by bringing it up in the media, shows that, hey, there might be, you know, yeah, how about that? I'm gonna get off this thing. Y'all stay safe. I'm gonna get down the road. I'm out. Peace. Oh, and I saw that too. Shannon, okay, man. Talk to you later. I'm out.